Well, um, on the topic of going out and spending money on stuff, I had
Experiences.
experiences and stuff like that. I had a question for you. As
Oh, I'm excited.
I was about to say as well, but you didn't have a question for me. You just had a story
I
for
just had
me.
a story.
Um,
Yeah.
so I was thinking a lot about like money this week, um, just like making sure I got my finances in order, keeping track of where everything's going. Um, and for some reason, this was a topic that I don't think me and you have ever talked about explicitly. What do you like, if you could put into like a couple of tips, like what strategies do you have for like frugal living? Do you have any like thoughts, explicit thoughts about frugal spending and you know, making sure
I
you're not
do.
spending a lot of money in particular places or keeping track of money in a particular way?
Yeah, I'm
Um,
gonna I'm gonna answer the question by not answering the question, and then I'll answer the question.
okay.
So before any spending would happen, me personally, I would say everyone should use like a percentage based allocation plan for every paycheck or every stream of income they have. Let's say you have a day job and you have like a side hustle and you have like personal self-employment income, like three different things or something. I think everyone should have a percentage based allocation for each. And the easiest way probably is these three categories. So needs, wants, and investments. That's pretty much it. I mean, or it could be now, soon, and later if you want those three time horizons. Now will be like literally you have to buy groceries, you have to pay rent, you have to pay your insurance for your car and health insurance, all that crap. Soon is I want to go on a vacation in a month, so I can allocate a certain percentage, and you can do that on a consistent basis, or you can use those that want money for a new iPad or whatever, and then investments a certain percentage as well. Probably the best to start would be like 50, 30, 20, assuming you're not living in a huge house that you can't pay for. So 50% needs, 30% wants, 20% investments. If you can like up the investments and decrease the wants or decrease the needs, and you know what I'm saying? So you can mess with the percentages, but I'd say that's a good place to start.
Sure.
So then from that point right there, you know exactly how much you have in order to spend on the wants. And then you don't have to stress so much about like, oh my God, am I being frugal enough? Because the decision was already made prior to you ever getting paid for that month particularly. You know what I mean? So the decision was made and you just stuck to that 30% or 20% or whatever percentage you can comfortably do on a consistent basis. You stuck to that and now it's like I can spend it on pretty much whatever I want. I probably wouldn't want to do like the cliche thing and spend it all in one place. I would want to like have little experiences here and there, but that would be the main one, if that makes sense.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah. And then past that, I'd say it, if it's like if we're talking like impulse buys and just things that you want, best tip for that I use is I don't buy it the day that I decide I want to buy it. And then I don't buy it the next day I decide I want to buy
You
it.
just
I
kind of
wait
sit
at
on it for a
least a
long
week.
time.
Yeah, at least a week. And like we've talked about this before, like one of the only impulse purchases I ever made were these headphones that are sitting in my head. Like ever.
Yeah.
I wanted an iPad for years. Whoa, for years before I bought an iPad. And I just like sat on it. I was just like, I probably don't need it right now. Like I could spend some of this want money and just push it over to my investment account. And then now I'm investing more.
Yeah.
I didn't need it in that moment, I felt like. So yeah, I would say wait. Like don't make the purchase right now. Wait a week, put it on your calendar and like, if you use Google Calendar, like decide whether I'm gonna buy a Mac or not.
It's a pretty good
I've done
idea.
that.
I didn't even think about that because it's like you're emotionally like charged the moment that you're like wanting to spend money on something. So if you like sit on the idea for a while, and typically I don't like to buy things like immediately either. I sit on it for quite a while. Um, but like yeah, it seems pretty smart to like schedule that out because you might change your mind in a week. Like I really don't feel like I need this.
Yep.
Um,
Or, the want decreased by 50%. Like really don't want it that much. Like it was
yeah,
just cool to think about. Like you just wanted a window shop and that's okay. You can look at nice clothes and nice shoes and that's cool. And it'll make you feel good. You don't have to go spend $1,000 on some nice Louis Vuitton shoes though, in
sure.
order to get so That would be
That's fair.
top two things right there.
Do you have it set up? It's set up like this for me, but I don't know if you have it set up where it's like any like allocation or like movement between like different accounts and stuff is like automated. I think that one's like a huge one for me of just like
I I personally don't automate anything.
I think that's great because like if you can get it to where like you're not seeing where the money's going, if that makes sense. It's like you kind of convince your mind like what your paycheck is, and you're like you can have your paycheck be less than what it actually is
Yeah, you can make
because
it
it's
half.
being yeah,
Yeah,
you're moving it to this much to savings or this much to your brokerage account at these points every month every time your paycheck comes in, so you only see,
yeah.
a certain amount of money. I think that makes it easier.
I
Um
like that a lot. I also think if you're not going to do that, I set like a bare minimum number in my checking account that I'm not allowed to go lower than, and
yeah.
it's calculated off like, oh, in the worst case scenario, for some reason, if this bill and that bill and this bill, and I have to go to the emergency room all at the same time, I can pay for it just with my checking account. Like it's
Yeah.
like I just freak out if it gets below that, so I don't let it get below that, and then from there I've told you before, but I push money into a house account to pay for all the house things, and then push money, of course, into my brokerage accounts from there, and then emergency fund and personal savings. So
Gotcha.
yeah,
Makes
I
sense.
think percentage based is the dealio though, man. Because
Percentage base
then
is the deal.
like you can choose to change the percentages or not whenever your pay increases or whenever you have a great month. Like if you have your record income month next month, you can just keep the same allocations and then you have more investments and you have more wants and now you just made a cushion for yourself on your needs situation. They don't have to
Yeah.
like change it up and stress yourself out. So yeah, I don't know. I think
I
it's
think
great.
I think something that's nice too is like if you can find a way to live comfortably by some amount of percentages with like, your paycheck and then dedicate like any raises or bonuses you get to savings
I agree.
and investments,
I
that's a
agree.
good move because then it's just like, well, I know I can live like this, getting my needs and my wants with this amount of money. So I can just put the rest away. And that can help me in the future.
Yeah,
Uh,
I think everyone should try to live on as absolutely little as possible for probably, yeah, I don't know. I'm not into the 30s yet. I'm not into the 40s yet, but I don't see a
20s are probably the
need.
biggest time to do it.
Yeah, like why would you not just try to live on absolutely as small amount of money as possible? Like sure, you can spend like a ton of your income, but what's the purpose? I don't see it. I do see the opposite side of it though, where it's like if I learn to live on, I don't know, I'm just gonna throw a number out there. If me and my partner can learn to live on 2,000 a month, that is like I don't want to say nothing. I don't want to, that's not much money.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
not a lot of money. Just flat out, it's just not a lot of money. So if I can learn to live on 2,000 a month with two people, and then my income increases and my income increases and my income increases, like you said, dude, I'm able to funnel thousands, into an investment account every single month. And that type of stuff right there is the net worth changer.
Yeah, for
Like
sure.
it it's not the $5 here and there, the $15 here and there, the $20. It's like if you can funnel tons of money into your brokerage account and it's working for you now, that is going to change your net worth. So yeah, I just think everyone should live on as little as possible.
Yeah,
There's a time where you should enjoy your money, but when you're in, if when you're less than, in my opinion, less than multi-million net worth, I don't know the point. Like get up to 2 mil and then go crazy. Go
sure,
spend $300 on a meal regularly and buy a freaking G wagon or whatever. Whatever.
sure. Yeah, I think it is important to enjoy your money every once in a while too, but it's the habitual stuff. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, but we're talking about wants. We are putting some money towards
that's true. There's
wants.
percentages that go to wants.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
and you can part of those wants can be saving specifically for a particular thing in the future too, like a trip. Um,
100%.
so yeah. What's going on, you guys? It's Sean from Your Best Friends. Thank you so much for watching this clip. If you're interested in seeing the full conversation, make sure to check the link down in the description. If you would like to see other episodes of Your Best Friends, go check out our full YouTube channel. We try to release new episodes of Your Best Friends every Thursday. Again, thank you so much. We'll see you next time.